It's the last week of May. We're gonna go around the farm and see how the things have progressed, how crops have progressed, and show you what we are picking and selling at the moment. This is our second batch of lettuce that's coming along. It's getting some size to it here. Keep planting several plantings. Actually, there's 3 plants. I think this is the 3rd one. This is the 2nd one. First one's over by strawberries. Beets are coming up pretty good. And we got scallions out here. That's the 3rd row down, has some scallions. Then we got melons down here planted. We got melons and cucumbers and squash. All early cucumbers and stuff are down here. Melons. There's some beans planted in here too. There's beans that are transplanted, the bigger ones down there. These are beets right here. We started them in the greenhouse and transplanted them out. Here we have our peas. They're getting nice and tall. Being cultivated again to keep the weeds out. They'd be amazed even when we start picking and go, well, where'd all the weeds come from? But we'll at least start off nice anyways. Sugar snap in here. We got the regular English shell peas in here. Then we got strawberries here coming along. They're just about done blooming. We got berries starting to form. The green ones here. The new planting of strawberries is looking pretty good. They're starting to green up and it's like they're doing well. We'll take this off so that they put their energy into making a plant instead of growing a berry this year. Got cabbage and broccoli and stuff planted in this field that we transplanted. Gonna get cultivated next after the peas get cultivated. You can see the difference between just cultivated the broccoli. This is uncultivated with all the weeds sprouting up. And this was just cultivated. Over here is a second planting of sweet corn. It doesn't look very impressive when you're looking this way, but when you look straight down the row, you can see it better. That's getting some height to it. And this will hopefully be ready at the end of July. A vacuum planter is supposed to have it set for 7.5 inches. With curiosity, I'm seeing how close it really comes. Comes pretty close. This is the first crop of lettuce that we just started picking. And we got some spinach here too. These are more of our cole crops. We just transplanted out. They're started in the greenhouse. Most of this is broccoli and kale too, but most of it's broccoli. So the apples have all bloomed and they set their fruit that they're gonna set. You can kind of see some of it in there. These are all our apple trees up here, through here. That right there is apples that have set. These hoop house tomatoes, these are all cherries. And these are starting to put scent on them. In fact, I saw some fruit. Yep, there's some fruit right there. There's still some blooming. And the cucumbers are coming up. There's world cucumbers here. These are the grapes here. They're right now they're still putting shoots up. Nothing's in bloom yet. There are some flower buds starting to show up on the grapes. What, that green right there. We're going to take a look at the raspberries. Those are in bloom, or starting to put buds out. There's fruit setting on these. There's flowers opening up. There's already some flowers open, so you can see where we're going to have all sorts of raspberries. They look really good this year. Probably have a good crop of raspberries. I'm not sure whether I dare talk about what else is in here, because we're not guaranteed to have it, but might be a surprise fruit coming this year. We'll drive by and take a look at it, but hopefully we'll have some new fruit this year. We'll see how much we have. So this is the surprise fruit, and you can write a comment about it if you can guess what it is. We've just planted these a few years ago and we've had trouble getting them to set right, but they seem to be setting a whole lot better this year. So blueberries are looking great. We have good set. They're finishing up blooming. There's some straggling blossoms, but for the most part they're done blooming, except for the real late variety down there, the Elliott's there, still probably in half bloom. The fruit's starting to get bigger. The blueberries come into production the beginning of July, sometimes the last week of June. Peaches, they're set, so they're starting to show up, so you can actually recognize what they are. Their first planting of corn. This will hopefully be ready middle of July. This is the corn that was planted in one of the earlier videos of planting corn. So now it's all up. Looks really nice. this is our planting of tomatoes, of our field tomatoes here. And our 2 employees have gone through and they pruned the tomato leaves off the bottom. Those leaves going all the way down, we pruned them. And now they're stringing them, putting the string around the plant and posts to hold them upright. Tomato stakes are tomato stakes we make ourselves with our portable sawmill. And so we have plenty of trees around. So we try to saw up all our own tomato stakes. And we find that a good ratio is 2 plants between each tomato stake. We've done 3 before, and that's too many plants between each one. So we do 2. That seems to work out pretty good. As long as the posts get pounded in the ground far enough to support them, it works out. Here we have our first planting of eggplant. We have basically 2 rows. There's 2 rows here, and then there's about 1 row, double row of peppers. And we had some space left over, and I believe there's cucumbers got planted in that. Usually when we get space left over, we'll plant some cucumbers, because we can always sell cucumbers. It's a popular thing for people to buy, so we try to always have another planting of cucumbers around. So this doesn't look very impressive right now, but this is all planted to put 2 potatoes. I'll just show you this right now, and then later we'll show you when the potatoes start sprouting out of the ground. Oh, we got our garlic. It's gotten bigger, that's about it. Hasn't changed a whole lot since before. We got some of the shallots that we've been picking on the other side of it. The radishes are a bit bigger now. Looks like they're getting there. Pick one of the bigger ones. Try to seal this back up so insects don't get in there. There's a little bulb starting on the bottom. All right, another week or so. This is no-till corn that I planted. And I planted the rye, and I've gone through and terminated the rye and the weeds. Hopefully I get a good kill down on the weeds. Looks like the rye got pretty good coverage. But it was seeded a few days ago. And so hopefully when this rye dies down, there'll be corn coming up. Well, at least got the top of this pond. That's what we have for today's video, and what we have to show you at the moment for today. And have a blessed day.